Somewhere in a marina right now, one owner will tell you Suzuki's dual-prop Outboard is the best offshore engine he's ever run. Somewhere else, another owner can't wait to sell the exact same motor after endless trips back to the dealer. Same engine, completely different experience. So who's right? As it turns out, both of them. And the reason why could completely change how you look at Suzuki's most ambitious outboard ever built. An idea that wasn't new, just never done right. To understand what Suzuki actually built with the DF350A, you need to know where the idea came from, because contra-rotating dual propellers are not a new concept. Not even close. The physics behind the idea have been understood for over a century. When a single propeller spins through water, it doesn't just push the boat forward. It also imparts a rotational force on the water behind it, a spinning, wasteful vortex of energy that goes nowhere useful. A second propeller spinning in the opposite direction directly behind the first can recover that rotational energy, straighten the water flow, and convert it into forward thrust. The stern drive world had been exploiting this for decades. Volvo Penta's Duo Prop and Mercruiser's Bravo 3 stern drives both used contra-rotating dual props to spectacular effect. Dramatically better hole shots, superior traction in turns, and virtually zero prop torque trying to push the stern sideways. Boaters who moved from single-prop stern drives to duo-prop units described the handling difference as going from two-wheel drive to four-wheel drive on water. The technology was proven, it was beloved. The problem was that nobody had ever successfully put it on an outboard motor. The mechanical challenge was formidable. You need two concentric prop shafts, one inside the other, spinning in opposite directions simultaneously, driven by a gear arrangement compact enough to fit inside a streamlined outboard lower unit that still needs to house a water pump, a gear shift mechanism, and cooling passages. Every time someone got close, the size, weight, or mechanical complexity of the lower unit made the whole proposition impractical. Suzuki spent 3 years trying to crack that puzzle. When they debuted the DF350A at the Fort Lauderdale Boat Show in 2017, they brought something no outboard manufacturer had ever successfully brought to market: a production outboard with a factory-fitted contra-rotating dual propeller system. What they actually built. The DF350A is, by any objective technical measure, an extraordinary piece of engineering. Start with the powerhead, a 4.4-liter, narrow 55-degree V6, one of the largest displacements ever put in a V6 outboard, running a 12-to-1 compression ratio that was, at the time of launch, the highest compression ratio ever achieved in a production outboard engine. That's not a small detail. High compression extracts more power from every combustion cycle, but it demands premium fuel and leaves almost no margin for error on fuel quality or engine management. To handle that compression without knock, Suzuki developed a dual fuel injector system. 2 smaller injectors per cylinder rather than one large one, positioned to deliver a precisely atomized fuel mist to the center of the combustion chamber. They also built a dual louver air intake system with a dogleg blade design that physically deflects water spray and moisture from the incoming airstream. The result is intake air that Suzuki claims never runs more than 10 degrees above ambient temperature, critical for preventing detonation under high compression. Then there's the lower unit itself. To accommodate the torque of a 350 horsepower engine through contra-rotating props, while keeping the gear case compact enough to be hydrodynamically useful, Suzuki engineered a 2-stage gear reduction system. One reduction between the crankshaft and drive shaft, and a second reduction inside the gear case, achieving a 2.29-to-1 overall gear ratio. This allowed the use of smaller, lower-stress gears while still spinning large-diameter, low-pitch props efficiently. They moved the shifting mechanism up and out of the gear case entirely to free up space below. They used computational fluid dynamics to eliminate what they called cavitation voids, areas of turbulent water flow around the case. And they installed dual water pickups to ensure adequate cooling flow to the power head. The result, on the water, was genuinely impressive. On test runs, the DF-350A launched heavy boats onto plane with what reviewers consistently described as head-snapping velocity. In tight turns, the contra-rotating props maintained bite in a way that single-prop outboards simply cannot match. No cavitation, no wandering stern, no prop torque fighting the helmsman. In reverse, the directional control was a revelation for boaters used to wrestling a single prop outboard at the dock. At 3,500 revolutions per minute on a single-engine C-Pro 239cc, factory tests showed 27.5 miles per hour, consuming 8.2 gallons per hour, 3.35 miles per gallon. That's exceptional fuel efficiency for a 350 horsepower outboard, and it validated Suzuki's engineering argument that spreading the load across two smaller props, turning at lower blade loading each, genuinely improves efficiency across the RPM range. The boating press was impressed. The offshore fishing community was intrigued. Orders came in. And then people actually ran them. The big problem, what the early models revealed. Here's where the thumbnail question earns its answer. And the honest answer is, it depends entirely on which engine you bought and when. The 2018 and early 2019 DF350A models ran into real, documented problems. Not rumor, not isolated incidents. Documented issues that Suzuki addressed through service bulletins and revised production components. The most serious was a head casting defect on early production engines that allowed water to migrate into the oil. If you've ever pulled a dipstick and seen that unmistakable chocolate milk color, you know what contaminated oil looks like. And you know it means the engine has been running with degraded lubrication. Multiple early owners discovered this condition, sometimes only when a temperature alarm fired during a run. In some cases, the contamination had already caused internal damage before it was caught. Suzuki corrected the casting in mid-2019 production, but the damage to early owners' trust, and in some cases their engines, was done. The lower unit produced its own set of issues. Multiple early owners experienced water intrusion into the lower unit gear oil, white, milky gear oil being the telltale sign, traced to oil seal failures in the dual shaft arrangement. Suzuki issued service bulletins and updated seal kits to address this. For owners still under warranty, the repairs were covered. But the lower unit of a dual-prop outboard is significantly more complex than a conventional single-prop unit. Two concentric prop shafts, more seal surfaces, more potential failure points, and the seal design on early production models wasn't holding up the way it needed to. There was also a water intake problem that wasn't a manufacturing defect. It was a design characteristic that revealed itself in real-world conditions. The primary cooling water pickup on the DF350A is positioned at the front of the bullet-shaped lower unit, directly in the path of anything in the water ahead of the props. Weeds, grass, debris. Early owners, particularly those fishing inshore or in areas with vegetation, found the intake clogged repeatedly under normal operation. Getting clear wasn't always as simple as throwing it in reverse. It required coming off plane, clearing the intake manually, and losing fishing time. On the water, far from shore, that is a concern that goes beyond inconvenience. One early DF350A owner on a major boating forum documented his first year of ownership this way. Water pickup clogged under normal use repeatedly. An oil leak at the powerhead requiring full powerhead removal, to replace a seal at under 200 hours. Unexplained RPM drops where the engine ran at what felt like half power, no alarms, no codes, then returned to normal spontaneously. He sold the engines at 230 hours. Other early owners reported similar phantom power loss. Engines that sounded normal, threw no fault codes, burned more fuel than expected, and simply didn't make power. When it happened on both engines of a twin installation simultaneously, boats that should have been doing 50 miles per hour were barely planing at 35. And across all of these problems, one complaint emerged consistently alongside the technical ones. Suzuki's warranty response was slow. Dealers were backed up with DF350A repairs. The engines were complex enough that not every dealer had the tools and training to work on them efficiently, and owners waiting for authorization from Suzuki Corporation reported the process taking weeks while their boats sat ashore. The redemption and why it matters. Here's where the story turns, because the same forums that document the early failures also document what happened after Suzuki addressed them. Mid-2019 production engines, incorporating the revised head casting and updated seals, tell a substantially different story. Owners of post-correction engines consistently report excellent performance, outstanding fuel economy, notably quiet below 5,000 revolutions per minute, and reliable operation across hundreds of hours. One owner reported putting 300 hours on his 2019 DF350A in the first year without a single meaningful issue. Another with twin engines described the combination as making his heavy boat feel like it had triple engines on the transom. The DF300B, introduced later, using the same 4.4-liter V6 platform, tuned down to 300 horsepower, running on 87-octane regular fuel instead of the DF350A's required 91-octane, has a notably cleaner reliability record from the beginning. The DF300B carries the dual-prop system and its performance benefits, while removing the extreme 12-to-1 compression, demands that made the DF350A more sensitive to fuel quality and heat management. For buyers who want the dual-prop experience without the premium fuel requirement or the 350A's complexity ceiling, the DF300B represents Suzuki's dual-prop system at its most accessible. And the technology itself, once the early production issues were sorted, consistently delivers on its original promise. Boaters who've run contra-rotating prop stern drives and then moved to these Suzuki Outboards report the same response. The handling difference is real, the whole shot improvement is genuine, and the fuel efficiency advantage over a comparable single prop outboard at cruising speed is measurable. Who should and shouldn't buy one? The dual prop Suzuki isn't for everyone, and being honest about who it's for is more useful than a blanket recommendation either way. It rewards the right boat match. The dual-prop lower unit generates its advantages most on heavier hulls. Big center consoles, cats, and offshore boats, where the superior torque transfer and traction make a real difference. On lighter, faster boats that plane easily regardless of prop efficiency, the advantages are less pronounced, and the added lower unit complexity becomes a harder value proposition. It demands premium maintenance discipline. Both the DF350A and DF300B require more frequent lower unit service attention than a conventional single-prop outboard. More seal surfaces to check, more gear oil to inspect, more complexity to stay ahead of. Suzuki's current 5-year warranty is generous, but it requires servicing by a certified Suzuki technician at the manufacturer's intervals. If the nearest qualified dealer is far from where you keep your boat, that's a practical consideration, not a small one. Fuel quality is non-negotiable on the DF350A. Running a 12-to-1 compression engine on lower octane fuel, or on E10 that's been sitting long enough to degrade, is asking for trouble. The knock sensor will pull timing and reduce power before allowing detonation, which is what creates those phantom power loss events owners described. The engine is protecting itself. But it's doing it because it's getting fuel it wasn't designed to run on. Run fresh, correct octane fuel, and this problem largely disappears. Avoid early production DF350A engines without verified service history. If you're looking at a 2018 or early 2019 DF350A on the used market, look hard at the service records. Has the engine had the revised seals installed? Has it been checked for the head casting issue? A well-maintained post-fix engine with clean service records is a different purchase than an early engine with unknown history. The verdict. The shocking truth behind Suzuki's dual-prop outboard is that it's genuinely both things at once. It is one of the most technically ambitious outboard engines ever built, a genuine engineering first that brought proven stern drive technology into the outboard world for the first time, and made the case, convincingly, that contra-rotating props belong on a performance outboard. The performance is real, the efficiency is real, the handling advantage is real. Later production engines with thousands of hours on them are proving the core platform is sound. And the early models had serious, real problems that cost owners money, time, and confidence. The fact that Suzuki addressed them through running production changes rather than a formal recall meant that some owners were collateral damage in a development curve that arguably should have been fully resolved before the engines went on sale. Where that leaves you. If you're buying new today, the DF350A and DF300B with dual-prop systems represent mature, refined versions of a platform that had its rough edges sorted years ago. Buy from an authorized dealer with good service capability, maintain them religiously, and run correct fuel. And what you get in return is a genuinely differentiated performance package that no other outboard manufacturer currently offers from the factory. If you're looking at used early production engines without verified service history, the thumbnail question answers itself. That's where the big problem lives. Drop a comment with your dual-prop experience, because this is one of those engines that owners have very strong opinions about, and both sides have earned them. And subscribe for more deep dives into the engines that are actually changing what's possible on the water.